Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So battery switch, okay. In this position, you see it, you rotate this way is off. Okay. You can lock it if you need to lock it in there. Yeah. Okay, so to turn the batteries on, this way. Once the machine's been running for a little while, this light, when you shut it down, this light will flash 3-4 minutes to empty the blue. Okay, so let it do its thing, or you can cost lots of money.
I was explaining that earlier, yeah.
So once that light goes out, if you want to disconnect the battery at night, shut it down, no problem. Okay, your light blue is here. Again. It's the same as your trucks. It's the same system. You've got the special nozzle you put in there and fill it. And this screen that's in here, my fingers are frozen. Make sure that they don't take this out and leave it out. Some guys, they take it out, they throw it away because they say it's faster to fill it.
Yeah, no good.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Same as your highway trucks. This super fine filter keeps all the crap out,
yeah,
where they'll screw your pump up.
Especially you leave the DP or whatever, the fluid.
Right.
And then a couple of days later, it's kind of like gum.
Yeah.
And then I told them that, all the time clean up the end of the nozzle.
Yes.
Put it on. But people,
Make sure.
they never do that.
Make sure that it's there and it's intact.
Yeah.
Because some guys, if they use a different kind of nozzle, they put it in too deep,
yeah,
and they rip that screen.
Yeah.
And it's expensive. It's an expensive system. So you don't need to lock it, but it is lockable.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as all the components, so we're just going to make our way around the whole machine to show you where everything is. Okay, so here is the hydraulic and transmission cooler. Okay, it's driven with a hydraulic fan. Depending on the temperature of the engine or the transmission or the hydraulic oil, the fan will run at a low speed. When one of the temperatures gets higher, then it'll start to spin faster. So it's proportional.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and if something goes wrong with the sensor, if we unplug the device that controls this, it goes automatically to full speed. So if you ever hear the fan, like you start the machine up cold, and it starts a huge noise.
What does it sound like?
Yeah, never mind. That's because something's not right. But normally you don't hear this thing. It just turns until the temperature of the transmission or the hydraulic oil comes out. Okay. And here is your shore power. So you're plug in, so you set up 240 volts. They're going to plug in, if you plug in the machine in the wintertime, all your breakers, does the engine coolant, engine oil, hydraulic, and the battery charger. That's this guy right here. So I'll keep this machine every time you come in, it doesn't matter, minus 10, minus 20. Start it up, heat the cabin, everything. To operate this, you make sure that this is off, plug it in, from here, turn it on once it's plugged in. The same in reverse. You unplug it, you turn it off, and you unplug it. And the reason why is because you go in the cab, you can battery switch on, you turn it on, no power. Zero.
Same in there. There's a switch there, switch there. Same problem. If they're in, you've got no power on the ignition.
It'd be like, oh, my batteries are dead. Not that anybody will go and play with this, but if somebody did happen to, the other machines, what happens, the door opens this way, and then the wind goes and then hits the button, and then they close it, and then they go in the cab, and what happened? But it's just because emergency stop is down.
So this does have a key hanging there.
The key for the box is here. The other controls in here are for the load management system, the transmission controller,
Okay.
And the master, like the brains of the machine, are up here. So you have all the PLCs that are two you have here, two in the cab, one on the spreader and one on the boot. 5 computers for the machine.
Don't be scared.
It's nothing. This is a 12-volt inverter, so if you're going to put a CB, in the cab for if they have a radio or not, or whatever, or you want to put a stereo, you have a 24 12-volt converter, 20 amp, built in a machine. Inside here is the mid-X system. That's again part of the load management system. And then engine diagnostics, you have the plug right there.
I think you said you have Cummins plug, or you
You
plug
have
in a Cummins?
I have a
Insight,
I have a computer.
the computer for engine diagnostics.
Find the code, right?
Yep, you can see the codes. But the machine will also display them.
Yeah, it's right on. Okay, air filter.
Air filter, if it does the job, you gotta do it like every couple of months.
You have to see how much dust it kicks up and how much the outer filter
Yeah.
needs to be.
They have any indicator showing is a
There is a air filter clog indicator sensor in the back, like a truck. Same idea.
When we do the service, every time I change the outer filter. No matter what, every service, take it, put a new one. You know, especially in an environment like this, for sure. It even has the filter numbers here.
Yeah.
Same as like a truck.
Yeah.
You know, same.
So that just cuts fine dust, right?
Yeah, this is the turbo tube. Yeah, it helps clean. It helps clean the air before it goes in. The fuel cap, if you need it locking, the key is there.
Yeah.
So right now it's not locked. This is not locked. If you turn it, it will come out. When it's in the locked position, the cap spins and spins and spins.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. So you can see the fuel from here.
Yeah, so this is the top sight. So when they're filling it, I can keep an eye on it. And when it gets to here, you start to see the foam. Okay, you know you're close. And you see it down here if you see the fuel in there.
You got the gauge.
Your grease pump, again, when the key is on, if you want to cycle it, you just hold the button in for 2 seconds and you'll see the sweeper start to run.
Okay.
Right now it's set. There's a setting here. You can set it so many hours. It'll pump so many cycles. The cabin air cleaner.
Open that hole. 6 volts.
6 volts. You open that.
That is same like Donald, you can buy from anywhere else, like traction.
Yeah, you can buy it. He's
You
asking.
can buy it from TopLift.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but you can get it elsewhere.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Where are you going to buy that filter?
Traction.
Yeah, okay. Buy it all from TopLift. You get that TopLift, that's 1-800. Okay, steer axle, same thing. Checking, the operator's not here, but we're checking, make sure that the grease lines are good. All the grease lines are good. The grease is coming out not from here, not from here. The grease is coming out here, out here, out here, where it's supposed to be. You see something is, the grease is not supposed to be there, there's something wrong, fix it. Backup camera, tow bar, you need to tow. You'll use this machine to tow other machines for sure. These here are options for sensors if they wanted. Can you see where we put the camera? Not here looking down. When the operator, when you see the view, you see everything. You can't hide over here. You see. our hydraulic tank. And right now you don't see any oil in there because of the position of the boom. Check the oil to be in this sight glass all the time. In this glass, you may or may not see it.
Yeah.
Okay, depending on when the oil gets warm, it could get to here. But you should see for sure always here. So the ultimate level is in between.
What kind of oil do you use? Is it-
This is the machine. I think comes from the factory is 46. But we've changed to 32. But important with this machine, because of the brake cooling, that you have to have the friction modifier. So the type of oil that you're going to use for this machine, Roy can spec it. But again, 32 transhydraulic or 42 hydro.
Yeah, I've got lots of transhydraulic. Transhydraulic is what you want to use for sure.
Because it's a good lubricating oil for the cylinders, for the seals, and most important for the brakes.
Just put regular hydraulic, you're going to hear the brakes start squealing.
Inside here is all your main hydraulics. This is all the main hydraulic compartment. Okay, so this is the main valve. That's it. Not stuck hiding anywhere. It's right here. Easy to service, easy to see.
Not that there's much to do to it. You know,
It's good. This is all quality stuff. It's all by Rexroth.
You got to go up or that's the coolant tank here?
That's the coolant, engine coolant,
That's
expansion
red,
tank.
red goes, it look like a thing.
That's long life. That's long life.
So I have to put same like a
Long life.
Yeah, that one's long life, yeah.
Don't put green.
No, like we have red.
Yeah, it's the same. The color red versus the green, typical green or yellow, it's the long life. So this engine, the QS12 or QSX12 engine, it's recommended that it has the long life. This is a vent. It's a hydraulic vent that needs to be also serviced. There's a filter in there. And when you hear the machine, when you boom down, you hear it make a noise like, whoa, this. And this is because this tank is pressurized.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not open to atmosphere. It's sealed with that. Inside there's a diaphragm, like a check valve. And once it builds up more than 14 pounds, 1 bar, then it starts to vent. It blows out.
Right.
When you're lifting the boom and extending the boom, you're consuming the oil.
Yeah.
It starts to go up the cylinder, and you create a vacuum on the top of the tank. Now it starts to intake air.
Yeah.
And the air it intakes, it filters it. So if this becomes blocked, when you go up and down, you actually put too much pressure in the tank, and you could cause the tank not to explode, but to crack.
Right.
So in the services, I think they say, especially here, whatever, it's 500 hours, 500 hours. I think you change that filter out, keep the oil clean. And here you're looking at 6,000 hours to replace the oil. So for you, it's a couple of years and change the oil. The intake filters are in here. There's 2 hydraulic filters inside here. This is nothing, your storage compartment. The mirrors are heated.
Okay.
Heated mirrors. The drive axle, again, there's not much to do here, just to watch to make sure the studs, the torquing.
And you've got, like we said, on the side here, we've got your torque and your pressure. So there's your torque for the drive axle is a different torque than the steer axle. So make sure that you torque them at the correct.
I think Tony already write it down.
Yeah, you wrote them on it. Yep, yep, right here. 200.
All the main valve and the PLC is in here, and the PLC is here. This is just a junction, but all the main hydraulics are right here for this product.
Yeah, you just want to keep an eye on all of the bolts. Make sure that all the bolts are there, nothing's loose, something's falling out. Address it right away. Because if something ever comes loose and it falls apart, you know, and you've got steel on steel, then you're going to get wear. So yeah, always keep an eye on all of the bolts are in place, nothing's loose.
Inspection, yeah.
Here to keep it lubricated. The greaser that's on the spreader on the front, but this surface here is where the side shift goes.
Yeah.
This is where you keep grease.
Yeah, so you'll see the guys, they grease here, and the bottom here, right here is very important underneath.
Yeah.
You know, the sides aren't as important, but the bottoms, where all of the main friction is, keep that grease.
Same with on the side here. It's more important to keep grease here than here. There's grease on there now. It's a little film. And here with the dust too.
It's manual or
clean it.
Yes.
So you know,
the only thing
adding
that's
grease to the dirt.
I'll say for
Clean it off, put clean stuff in it. Or you can get even lubricant spray stuff you can put on.
We're just asking there, everything basically from here up is auto greased.
Yeah.
But if you look, this isn't, none of the manual sliders here are, none of the twist locks. So that's all manual grease. Every service, you want to grease that.
Where is it?
You can see here, you got to grease here, you got to grease here. You know, all of the cylinders, so everything below the gear you got to grease manually.
Okay.
All right, but it's not. These aren't components that are high wear.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't require much grease.
This is as much as they move. It's this little bit. You just want to keep grease in them. So
they don't rust.
Every 250 hours, you give them a little squirt. One little shot.
That spreader, we grease a lot, right?
Yeah, but you see the main pins, all the main stuff, it's all greased. You know, you got the big pin here, it's greased. You got the pins on the side, the pins there, all of that is greased.
So only worry about the bottom part.
Just the bottom,
Just hanging, okay.
That's right.
Spreader. Anything in the machine? No.
You could do it in 2 minutes,
No,
the whole
machine is
spreader.
done. The machine is all auto grease.
Only here.
Not the drive shaft. Yeah. Everything that you need to grease on the machine is all done automatically except the drive shaft.
Okay.
On the spreader, everything below that ring gear has to be manually done. The twist locks, in the seat. Twist locks, you have to grease. That grease fitting. Here. You got a grease fitting here. Then you have to grease. You have grease nipples on the cylinders. You have to grease. Make sure that when you open this hood, see, it's locked. So you stand on this nice little thing, just pull the yellow thing out and close it. Because this will break easy. If you pull it down, it's gonna break. So this is your level checks for the engine. So this is the engine dipstick. Okay. This is transmission dipstick. And transmission you check running, like any other transmission. Engine running. This is the fill. So if you need to add oil, you just pour it in here. This engine oil is here, and this one is transmission if you need to add.
That's what the oil are you using on this?
This is 1540, I think, in the engine, and Dextron 3 in the transmission.
1540.
It's the standards. Standard.
Cummins still use that.
Yeah.
With twin shades. Okay.
Okay, and that's all. It's your two main pumps. These two guys here are the main pumps. This is the brake valve.
Yeah.
Parking brake coil. This is for your cab to go forward and backwards. And this one over here is the engine or the cooling fan control. Then you also have these two valves here. So one is for the brake system to release the pressure in the brakes. The second one is for emergency lowering. So if the machine, you're stuck in the air and you got to bring the container down, it's the bottom one. But this one, you open this valve and slowly the boom will come down. You got a container stuck in the air. But if you have a container 3 high and is a load, that if the boom is out and it's up, you're at 45 ton, you're okay. But if you put the boom down, is now the load's going to go away from you, you're going to flip the machine. So it depends what you have. If you have an empty box, if you have a not too heavy, and you can see, okay, we can come down safe, we come down. If you need the boom in, there's another valve in the cylinder in the back of the boom that you can open, and the boom will come in first, and then you go down. You have adjustment that you pull the steering wheel towards you.
Yeah.
You can also push this down and bring it this way.
Okay. Super.
So
Yeah. Comfort.
You also can loosen this and have telescopic. Okay.
Yeah.
So the ignition switch in the center position, the 0, it's off. If it's in the P position, you will maintain the lights in the corner of the machine. So this, you can also take the key out. So you want to make sure that it's in the off position. Ignition on and then start. So you have your lights control, your parking brake, and your hazards. Okay? Gear shift forward, backwards, and you see it's locked. So you have to lift a little bit and forward and backwards. And it locks it. Okay? Simple. Don't force it, just once it's up, it's good. Here you have your turn signals if you need them. You have horns, and a horn.
Okay.
J is your wiper control for the roof. So it'll sweep and spark. This is because my boom is down. It's telling me the boom is down, you have to lift it. F10, you shut the alarm off. Anyway, front wiper, pulse. If you put it on 2, it's heavy rain, you're going to get everything to work. Okay? Off. All the horn buttons. We go over here, we have your heated mirrors. Transmission mode, manual, automatic. You have your joystick, automatic and manual. This is for RPM. So here's fan control. Turn your fan up high, down low. Air conditioning on or off. This is inside air or outside air. There's an icon that tells you that you're drawing air from the outside. You press it, now you're recirculating air. Okay? And this is your temperature control. So if you put that 23 and you want the cab at 22, the air conditioning will come on or the heater will come on and it'll maintain 22 degrees.
Okay.
So you can set this to 18, whatever you want, and leave it on. And it'll take care of itself. If you like green light, you're in ISO position. And in this position, you're good for 32.9 ton. We have no weight on the spreader right now. When you pick up something, it's going to tell you the weight right here. It's going to tell you that your this S1, this is your heights. This is meters off the ground is 1.2 meters. And the meters from the front wheels to the center of the spreader is 3.5. You have all your engine information, oil pressure, water temperature, transmission oil temperature, hydraulic oil temperature, battery voltage, RPM, your hour meter reading, and your total lift counts. So over here is your transmission. It's in second gear, second of 4, and it starts always in second gear. It doesn't need to start to 4 or first gear unless you got more than 10 ton. Then it'll automatically kick down to first gear. If you want to manually put it in first gear, you put it here. But now it won't shift. It'll only go 1 of 1.
1 of 1.
If you go here, it'll go 2 of 2. It'll stay in second gear. If you go to 3, it'll go 2 and 3.